Alioune Fall, a fairy story by George Orwell.
Who makes the cows and sheep so meek? Who feeds the cats and dogs their meat? Who's the loving father of fur and feather? Man, bounteous man, wonderful man, who guards his servants with a gun. And when their time to leave has come, who leads pigs and horses to slaughterhouses? Man, masterful man, powerful man.
Last night, I had a strange dream. Many years ago, when I was a little pig, my mother and the other sows used to sing a secret and ancient song. I learnt that song. I learnt its words. I learnt its music. But it has long since passed out of my mind. Last night, it came back to me in my dream. Beasts of England, beasts of Ireland, beasts of land and sea and skies. Hear the hoofbeats of tomorrow. See the golden future rise. Wait! Wake up, Jones. I am over 12 years old and have had over 400 children. I think I understand the nature of life on this earth as well as any animal now living. Listen carefully, for I do not think that I shall be with you for many months longer.
Why are you late, Molly? Sorry, I had a stone in my hoof.
Listen! How does the life of an animal pass? In endless drudgery. What's the first lesson an animal learns? To endure his slavery. How does the life of an animal end? In cruel butchery. Is this simply part of the order of nature? No, comrades. This farm would support a dozen horses, 20 cows, hundreds of sheep, all of them living in comfort and dignity beyond our imagining. Our labor tills the soil, our dung fertilizes it, and yet there is not one among us who owns more than his bare skin. The produce of our labor is stolen from us by human beings. Man is our only enemy. He's the lord of all the animals, yet he can't lay eggs or pull a plow. He's the greatest of all criminals, stealing wool from the sheep and milk from the cow. He's the lord of all the animals, and the only one who's no use, for he consumes. But he cannot produce. Never listen when they tell you that man and the animals have a common interest, that the prosperity of the one is the prosperity of the other. You, cows, what has happened to the milk which should feed your calves?
It has gone down the throats of our enemy, man!
And you, hens, where are the eggs that you have laid?
They have been stolen from us by our enemy, man!
And you, Clover, where are your 6 children? The foals who should have been the support and comfort of your old age.
They were sold at a year old by our enemy, man. I will never see them again.
But even the miserable lives that we lead are not allowed to reach their natural span. You young pigs will scream your lives out on the block within a year, every one of you.
Huh?
Yes, and to that horror we must all come. Cows, Pigs, hens, sheep, everyone. Even you, boxer. They'll butcher you.
Why me? I work hard for them.
The day that those great muscles of yours lose their power, Jones will sell you to the knacker who will cut your throat and boil you down for dog food. What must we do? Why? Work, comrades, work, night and day, body and soul, for the overthrow of the human race. Rebellion! That is my message to you, comrades. Rebellion. I do not know when the rebellion will come. But I know, as surely as I see the straw beneath my feet, that sooner or later, justice will be done. But when you conquer man, do not adopt his vices. Remember that all animals are equal.
Old Major, what about the wild creatures? The rats and the rabbits, are they our enemies or our friends?
You must decide. You must learn to vote. Each one of you must have a say in the way we lead our lives. I pose this question to the meeting. Are the wild creatures comrades? All those in favor?
There was only one vote against it. The cat, who had purred contentedly throughout the entirety of Old Major's speech, without having listened to a word of it, and was later discovered to have voted on both sides.
Beasts of England, beasts of Ireland, beasts of land and sea and skies. Hear the hoofbeats of tomorrow, see the golden future rise. Now the day of beasts is coming, tyrant man shall lose his throne, and the shining fields of England shall be trod by beasts alone. Pull the rings from out your noses, tear the saddle from your back. Paste and spur shall rust forever, coolness no more shall crack. Beasts of England, seas of prizes, wheat and barley, oats and hay, clover beans and ungoverned souls shall be ours upon that day. Shall be ours upon that
What is it? Is it a fox? A fox, is it?
3 nights later, Old Major died peacefully in his sleep. His body was buried at the foot of the orchard.
During the next 3 months, Jones continued to starve and bully them. But now, the animals had a secret. They did not know when to expect the rebellion, but they believed fervently that one day it would come. The pigs, being the cleverest of the animals, led the preparation by organizing and teaching. These 3, Snowball, Squealer, and Napoleon, had elaborated Old Major's teachings into a complete system of thought, to which they gave the name
Animalism!
Snowball was an idealist, a pig who always dreamt of perfecting the future.
Spectre is haunting England. This spectre is animalism. Animalism will lead us to a life of plenty. Everything that you produce, you shall own collectively.
Squealer loved to talk.
Information, comrades, facts, comrades, these are the foundations of animalism. Without knowledge, we can have no opinions, and unless we have opinions, we cannot vote. The majority must rule.
And Napoleon was a pig they all trusted.
I'm a practical pig. A pig of few words, so I'll work hard and say little.
no man, no master.
Animals help each other.
Work fast, work fast. Work for the future, brother.
Mr. Jones feeds us. If we rebel, we should starve to death. So we have to be loyal.
No. Animalism alters history. Two-legged beings are our enemies. Cow, sheep, chicken, cock, and goose. Animals shall eat what animals produce.
No man, no killing. What is a man's equal?
A land worth tilling. All animals are equal.
I don't care what happens to me after I'm dead.
If this rebellion is going to happen anyway, why should we work for it?
Try to understand, comrades. Allow yourself to live by the spirit of animals.
No master, all animals are equal. No man, no master, all animals are equal.
There'll still be sugar after the rebellion.
You don't need sugar. You'll have all the oats and hay you want.
But shall I still be able to wear ribbons in my mane?
Those ribbons, they're the mark of slavery. Don't you understand that liberty is worth more than ribbons?
Yes, I suppose so. Couldn't I have some liberty ribbons?
The pigs had an even harder struggle to counteract the religious stories put about by Moses, Mr. Jones's tame raven.
Believe me, brethren, it's out there, in the sky. Beyond the fences of this life, there lies a wondrous hill, and all good creatures, when they die, go there to graze their fill. On sugar candy mountain, no day the rain is done. Beside a milky fountain, the beasts are in the sun. On sugar candy mountain, you'll find that treacle lake. Lump sugar beyond counting, and fields of linseed cake. So fear no more the knacker's yard, nor dread the abattoir. But work today so you may join that sugar candy choir. On sugar
There is no such thing as Sugar Candy Mountain. Animals are slaughtered and then converted into pork or modern pies that are guzzled down the throats of men.
There's no such place as Sugar Candy Mountain. Sugar Candy Mountain is a lie.
And so they went on waiting, waiting for the rebellion. Finally, it came sooner than anyone expected. Almost before they knew it had started, the rebellion was over. Manor Farm was theirs. They made a tour of inspection of the whole farm. It was as though they had never seen it before. And even now, they could hardly believe that it was all their own. Then they filed back to the farmhouse and tiptoed from room to room, afraid to speak above a whisper.
Ooh. Ribbons are the mark of human beings. All animals should go naked.
Ah.
Found it in the kitchen. Let us give him decent burial. I propose that this odious farmhouse be preserved as a museum. The Museum of Man, the murderer. Let us put it to the vote.
I have another proposal. Is it agreed that no animal shall ever live here?
Mr. Jones had 3 puppies, children of the guard dogs who had fled with him. Napoleon took the puppies to a secret place, an old incubator shed behind the farmhouse. There he fed them and looked after them. The rest of the farm soon forgot their existence.
Animal Farm.
But how can you read? How can you write? During the time of preparation, we pigs taught ourselves to read and write.
From an old spelling book which belonged to Mr. Jones's children.
We found it on the rubbish.
It's a beautiful name. Animal Farm.
Animal Farm. Comrades, we have been successful in reducing the principles of animalism to 7 commandments.
1. Two-legged beings are enemies.
Our enemies.
2. Four-legged beings are allies and friends.
Allies and friends.
3. Animals shall never wear clothes.
Never wear clothes. 4.
Animals shall never sleep in beds.
Never sleep in bed.
5. Animals shall never drink alcohol.
No alcohol.
6. Animals shall never kill animals.
Never kill animals.
7. All animals are equal.
All animals are equal.
These are the 7 commandments. These are the 7 unalterable laws of Animal Farm. Comrades, now that we are equal, we are all equally responsible for the running of the farm. So, we must vote. And to vote, we must have opinions be informed.
So, do we have a leader?
You're all leaders, all leading Animal Farm to a bright and happy future.
But who makes the decisions?
We do, of course.
But what if I don't agree with the other leader?
But you will. The majority is always right.
Oh, good.
Don't worry, comrades, just be practical. If we work hard, we will not be hungry. And if we are not hungry, we will worry less and argue less.
That's right, Napoleon! Comrade Napoleon is always right!
He is!
Thank you, comrades.
Now, comrades, to the hayfield. Let's see if we can get the harvest in faster than Jones and his men.
Wait, we haven't been milked in 24 hours.
My udder is about to burst.
We can do nothing without men! What will happen to all that milk?
Never mind the milk, comrade. It will be attended to. The harvest is more important. Comrade Snowball shall lead the way, and I shall follow a few minutes after. Forward, comrades. The hay is waiting.
When they came back in the evening, the milk had disappeared. Every day it disappeared.
Comrades! You do not suppose, surely, comrades, that we pigs are taking the milk in a spirit of selfishness or privilege? Many of us actually dislike milk. I dislike it myself. Our sole object in mixing it in our mash is to preserve our health. Milk, and this has been proved by science, comrades, contains substances absolutely necessary to the well-being of pigs. We pigs are brain workers. The whole management and organization of this farm depends on us. Day and night, we are watching over your welfare. It is for your sake that we drink the milk.
But we never asked you to.
And it was never voted on at a meeting. Does Snowball know about this?
Do you know what would happen if we pigs failed in our duty? Jones would come back. Yes! Jones would come back! Surely, comrades, there is no one here that wants to see Jones back!
None of us wants to see Jones back.
I propose that the pigs be kept in good health. It's in our best interest.
I propose that not only the milk, but the windfall apples when they come, and the main crop of apples when they ripen, should be reserved for the pigs.
Thank you, comrades.
We toiled and sweated to get the hay in.
Giddy up, boxer!
Comrade Squealer! Don't say that! You sound like a man.
It may sound like that to you, comrade, but with our superior knowledge, it is natural that we pigs give the orders and direct the work.
It was the biggest harvest the farm had ever seen. There was no wastage, and not an animal had stolen so much as a mouthful. There was plenty to eat.
Now that Mr. Jones is gone, there's so much more to eat.
The food tastes better because we grew it ourselves. Our food. That's not given to us by a mean and grudging master.
Boxer was the admiration of everybody. He had one answer to every problem, every setback.
I will work harder!
Everyone worked according to his capability. Nobody stole, nobody grumbled.
Almost nobody.
Benjamin, are you happier now without Jones?
In Jones's time, I used to work hard every day. And now Jones is gone, and everything's changed. And I still work hard every day.
Nobody's sure.
Almost nobody.
Molly? You were late again for work this morning.
And you left early this afternoon.
There was another stone in my hoof.
On Sundays, there was no work.
And our land was once a forest, all green from shore to shore, till humans tore the greenwood down with axe and fire and saw. But see, the banners of the grass are raised, the trees are striding through the dawn, and the great flag is flying with the sign of love and war. Yes, man is fleeing from the countryside, and soon our meadows shall be clean, and the great flag is flying, and all England shall be green.
Shall be green, shall be green, shall be green.
The hoof and the horn stand for the world republic of the animals, which will be achieved when the human race has finally been overthrown.
The meeting is now open.
We'll now take reports from the animal committees. Every committee, comrade, has exceeded expectation. Everywhere I look, I see success. Particular praise to the hens for their egg production committee, to the sheep for the white wool movement, and to the cows for the clean tail rigs.
But I'm afraid we can't praise one committee. I have to report the failure of the Wild Comrades Re-Education Committee.
What
the Wild Comrades Re-Education Committee.
It is the best of my ideas. Its purpose is to tame the rats and the rabbits and all the wild creatures.
It has provided a wonderful opportunity. I've had particular luck with the sparrows.
I want to give a report on the cat. She joined the re-education committee and was very active in it for a few days. One day, I saw her sitting on the roof talking to some sparrows. They were just out of her reach. She told them that as all animals are now equal, it was safe to come and perch on her paw. But the sparrows didn't believe her and kept their distance. Now, the cat no longer comes to the re-education committee. I want to know why, and I want to know now!
Apple is a brilliant pig, and he inspires us all. But we cannot expect that all of his ideas will succeed. Now, I am a practical pig, a pig of few words, and I believe that the education of the young is more important than the re-education of anyone, wild or not. Therefore, I have made myself responsible for the 4 puppies, Mr. Jones's puppies. We must take care of the young.
Napoleon is always right!
Napoleon is right. We must look after the young, but what about the old? I worry for the old. I propose that they be allowed to retire to a home arrest in the orchard.
We can't do everything at once. We need every able-bodied animal to work.
Old have earned their peace.
Peace? This is wartime. We're surrounded by enemies. We need every animal to be trained in the use of firearms.
No, we must never behave like men. Remember old Major? We must never behave like men. We must send out more and more pigeons to stir up rebellions on other farms.
If we cannot defend ourselves, we are bound to be conquered.
Rebellions happen everywhere. There will be no need to defend ourselves. I will not use a gun. You're wrong, Comrade Napoleon. How will you vote? All of you. I want your opinions. Who agrees with Napoleon? Who agrees with me? Boxer?
I am thinking it over.
Benjamin, what do you think?
Oh, not me. I should not start thinking at my age.
Clover? Who do you think is right?
I cannot seem to make up my mind. I always find myself in agreement with the person who spoke last.
You must be responsible. You must start thinking for yourselves.
Let us be practical.
Yes, let us go on with the meeting. I will now report on the reading and writing classes. All the pigs can read and write perfectly. No further work is necessary. I wish I could say the same for the rest of the animals. Muriel reads fairly well, but is only interested in reading from scraps of newspaper she finds on the rubbish dump, which she subsequently eats. It is suspected Benjamin reads as well as the pigs.
But as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing worth reading.
Clover has learnt the whole alphabet, but can't put words together yet. Boxer, however, is magnificent. Boxer, will you repeat the alphabet for us all?
Capital E F G H.
You should be doing capitals A, B, C, D, Boxer. You knew those last week.
But this week I have learned capitals E F G A.
Yes, but now that you do capitals E, F, G, H, you seem to have forgotten capitals A, B, C, D.
It's too difficult. I think I shall have to be content with the first 4 letters.
Capitals A, B, C, and D?
Yes. Capitals A, B, C, and D. It's the best I can do. Yes, the best. I will write them out once or twice every day to keep them fresh in my memory. So I hope it will be an example.
And what about you, Molly?
I know capitals M and O. I know capitals L and capitals I and E.
Don't you know any more letters?
No, I only need to know those 6.
You must do better, Molly. True animalism cannot tolerate selfishness!
Comrades, we must never get angry at meetings. We must always be reasonable.
Let us pass on to more serious matters. Some of our weaker comrades seem unable to learn the 7 commandments by heart.
Yes.
So, I have reduced the commandments to a single saying. 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. This contains the essential principle of animalism, and all those who have thoroughly grasped it will be safe from human influences.
I object! I've only 2 legs! So have all birds!
This is not so, comrades. A bird's wing is an organ of propulsion, not manipulation. See, the distinguishing mark of a human is the hand, the instrument in which he does all his mischief with.
Does that mean you're good?
Yes, you are good.
Good! But I've still only got 2 legs!
It doesn't matter if you don't understand as long as you accept my explanation. Do you accept my explanation?
I accept your explanation.
Good, so repeat after me, please. 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. 4 legs good, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, 2 legs bad. 4 legs good, and 2 legs bad. 4 legs good, and 2 legs bad. 4 legs good, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. 4 legs good, and 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 2 legs bad. 4 legs good,
2 legs bad, 2 legs bad. 4 legs good, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, 2 legs bad. 4 legs good, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, 2 legs bad. 4 legs good, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, 2 legs bad.
Everybody should know. Every animal. What terrible wickedness is flourishing down at Manor Farm. No, I will not call it Animal Farm. They'd be starving if they didn't practice cannibalism. Did you know they torture each other with red-hot horseshoes? And worst of all, they have their females in common.
The other farmers were frightened by the rebellion at Animal Farm and very anxious to stop their own animals hearing too much about it. But the pigs sent out flights of pigeons to mingle with the animals on neighboring farms, tell them about the rebellion, and teach them the tune to beasts of England. Rumors continued to circulate.
God, how can these animals bring themselves to sing such contemptible rubbish? They need a good flogging.
Jones! Jones is coming!
The attack had long been expected and everyone was prepared. Snowball had studied an old book of Julius Caesar's campaigns which he had found in the farmhouse. In a couple of minutes, every animal was at his post.
Retreat! Retreat! is war. The only good human being is a dead human being.
I don't want to take life, not even human life.
But see the banners of the grass are raised, the trees are
Quickly, after him! No! Let him go!
We must celebrate this great day. Medals must be awarded.
Medals?
I suggest Animal Hero First Class.
I propose that Boxer be named Animal Hero First Class.
Give Snowball a medal, too. What about...
Our dear comrade was a hero, but last she was a dead hero.
Let us confer a decoration posthumously on her. Animal Hero Second Class.
Animal Hero Second Class. What was this comrade's name? Never mind her name. What matters is how happily she gave her life for the cause.
Have they all gone?
Yes?
Is it safe?
Yes.
I'm sorry I couldn't stay. I had to hide my head in the hay. I can't stand explosions.
And what will the battle be called? Every October the 12th, every anniversary, we will have a celebration. And what will the battle be named?
There's only one name for the battle. Snowball's Battle. No, I think you will all agree that that is the wrong name. You all fought in this battle. You all brought us victory. Let the battle be named the Battle of the Cowshed, for that is, after all, the place where the ambush was sprung.
Winter drew on.
Molly, I have something very serious to say to you. This morning I saw you looking over the hedge that divides Mr. Pilkington's farm from Animal Farm, and I was quite far away, but I'm certain that I saw this. Mr. Pilkington was talking to you, and you were allowing him to stroke your nose. What does this mean, Molly?
He didn't. I wasn't. It isn't true.
Molly, look me in the face. Do you give me your word of honor that Mr. Pilkington was not stroking your nose?
How dare you ask me such questions?
3 days later, Molly disappeared.
You've seen Molly on the other side of the village. She was between the shacks and a smart dog cart painted red and black.
Mr. Pilkington was stroking her nose and feeding her sugar cubes. Wheels flow around with a whirring, purring sound as I step along Speedwell Lane. And I hurry home to the currycomb with 27 multicolored ribbons in my mane. 27 ribbons, sugar lumps for Molly, a kindly blacksmith and a gentle vet. Master brought my ribbons and my shiny brasses. Give the humans what they want, and that is what you'll get. 27 ribbons, sugar lumps for Molly, a careful grooming after every trip. I have heard some horses say that man is cruel, but if you're obedient, you'll seldom feel the whip. Yes, the wheels flow around with a whirring, purring sound as I step along Speedwell Lane. And I hurry home to the currycomb with 27 multicolored ribbons in my mane. 27 ribbons, 27 ribbons, 27 ribbons in my mane.
None of the animals ever mentioned Molly again. It was now expected that the pigs should decide all questions of farm policy, but their decisions still had to be ratified by a majority vote. This arrangement would have worked well enough if it had not been for the continual disputes between Snowball and Napoleon.
I propose that we sow a bigger acreage with barley.
I propose we sow a bigger acreage with oats.
Big copse meadow is just right for cabbages.
The meadow is useless for anything except roots.
Comrades, comrades! Yesterday had the smell of blood, slavery, loss and pain. Today is sweaty with constant work, and I know that you feel the pain. But tomorrow is your children's day, and we labor so they may gain. The potatoes and apples and barley of the future, with its great green meadows and its towering golden grain. Tomorrow. We spend too much time, comrades, carting dung. Here's a map of the farm. Each animal is given a starting point. He moves 3 steps.
May I interrupt? I have no schemes. I believe in quiet and conscientious work, not tricks. Snowball's plan is ingenious, but it won't work.
Yes, it will work.
Four legs good, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, 2 legs bad, 4 legs good, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, 2 legs bad, 4 legs good, 4 legs good.
Now then, you must allow us to debate. We must say what we think, course boxer.
But of all their controversies, the most bitter was the one over the windmill, designed by Snowball.
Snowball!
I'm your
This windmill of yours is impossible.
difficult, comrade, not possible. Have to gather stone for its walls, build sails, and purchase dynamos. I believe all this can be accomplished in 1 year.
1 year.
We'll supply our farm with electrical power.
But we can't do everything at once. Why can't you just be realistic?
I am being realistic. This power will do your work for you. You can graze at your ease in the fields, or improve your mind with reading and conversations. So much labor will be reduced that you animals will only need to work 3 days a week.
Snowball, how did you think of this?
Mr. Jones left an excellent book behind. 1,000 useful things to do about the house. So now I can build windmills.
Put it to the vote! Put it to the vote! We'll be past voting, comrades, when our bellies are empty. Now, I'm a practical pig. A plain pig. And I say this. The current need is to increase food production. If we waste time on things like windmills, we'll all starve to death.
Do you deny my ideas?
Yes, I deny your ideas!
Vote for Napoleon and eat it now! Vote for Napoleon and eat it now!
Comrades! Think how life could be on an animal farm when sordid labor is lifted from our backs. Thinking far beyond the chaff cutters and turnip slicers. Electricity can do many things. It can operate threshing machines, plows and barrows, rollers and reapers. It can supply every farm with its own electric lights, its own hot and cold water, and an electric heater. Think of the future. Think of your children. Think of the dignity of animals when they are freed from toil.
you vote for the windmill?
Snowball's gone!
Gone?
Yes, gone back to the world of men where he belongs. Snowball, who we now see as little better than a traitor and a coward.
He wasn't!
Snowball fought bravely at the Battle of the Cowshed.
Only the guilty run away. And I believe the time will come when we shall discover that Snowball's part in the battle was much exaggerated. Do you still support Snowball, comrades? Snowball with his moonshine of windmills.
Where do those dogs come from?
They're my dogs. I brought them up.
They wag their tails at you just like their parents did at Mr. Jones.
Yes. They are well trained. From now on, all Sunday morning debates are cancelled. They are unnecessary and waste time. In the future, all questions relating to the workings of the farm will be decided upon by a special committee of pigs, presided over by me. We shall meet in secret and afterwards communicate our decisions to the rest of you. All of you animals will meet on Sunday to sing the green flag and, of course, to receive your orders. But there will be no more debates.
No more debates. If there's no debate, there's no animal farm.
Shan't we vote anymore?
No, Foxy. But your concerns will be carefully considered by the Special Committee of Pigs. We live in dangerous times, comrades. We are surrounded by enemies. We must show solidarity and have strong leadership. We must defend ourselves from our enemies.
I'm certain Comrade Napoleon would be only too happy to let you make your own decisions by yourselves. But sometimes you might make the wrong decisions, and then where should we be?
That's right.
Discipline, comrades. Iron discipline. That is the watchword for today. One false step and our enemies will be upon us. Surely you don't want Jones back.
But why can't we vote?
I trust every animal here appreciates the sacrifice that Comrade Napoleon has made in taking this extra labor upon himself. Do not imagine that leadership is pleasure. On the contrary, it is a deep and heavy responsibility.
Sunday morning debates will bring Jones back. Then the debates must stop.
Perhaps the farmers will get to hear of our disagreements and think that we are weak.
Comrades, I have now had time to think, and I think I have a solution. What Comrade Napoleon is offering us is leadership. He is a practical pig, a pig of few words. Let's do what he says. Agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you, comrades.
Comrades, we have chosen wisely. Napoleon is always right!
Every Sunday morning, the animals assemble to pay their respects to old Major.
Comrades, I have an announcement to make. We must look to the future. Animalism will lead us to incredible achievements. No task is too great for animalism. We are going to build a windmill. The Special Committee of Pigs expects the building of the windmill will take approximately 2 years.
But I thought that Napoleon thought that the windmill
Napoleon was never actually against the windmill. The plan which Snowball drew was copied from papers stolen from Napoleon. The plan was actually Napoleon's own creation, and it always was.
Then why did he speak so strongly against it?
That is Comrade Napoleon's cunning. He seemed to oppose the windmill simply as a maneuver to get rid of Snowball. This is something called tactics. Napoleon is expert at tactics.
Why did he want to get rid of Snowball?
Because he was not practical, comrade, not realistic. He went too fast. I suppose you could say he was leading us quickly to starvation. The windmill will prevent that.
If Comrade Napoleon says we need a windmill, then we must build a windmill. Agreed.
But the windmill proved difficult, because there were no stones on the farm. There were some huge boulders on top of the cliff, but the problem was how to break the boulders into pieces the right size.
We will shove these huge boulders over the edge of the cliff. We will smash them using the force of gravity.
There was a wacky great limestone boulder. Must have weighed near a ton. I tried to shift it with my shoulder. Couldn't be done. So I called a passing comrade over, and she came at the run. We tried to move that limestone boulder. Couldn't be done. We appealed to the sheep committee, called up the goats brigade, and the chickens and the geese to shoot that rock. But it just stayed where it was, that great lump of stone, and all the beasts gave a mighty moan. We'll never shift it.
Rock's too big.
Give it one more try, says a brilliant pig.
So we gave one more shove, and we gave one more lift, and that wacky great boulder started to shift, and we gave it a shove with all our heart and soul, and that wacky great boulder started to roll and roll and roll and roll. There was a wacky great limestone boulder, but animals worked as one. Yes, through animal cooperation. Anything can be done. Anything can be done. Anything can be done.
We're not getting enough food. I'll pick up when the springs grass comes on.
Boxer, I'm worried about you. You have two answers to every problem. I will work harder, or Napoleon is always right.
They are the answers.
All that year, the animals worked like spades to till the fields and build the windmill. But they were happy. Everything they did was for their own benefit, and for those who would come after them, not for a pack of idle, thieving human beings.
Comrades, from now on, there will be work on Sunday afternoons. This work is of course strictly voluntary, but any animal who absents himself must expect that his rations will be reduced by half. Furthermore, I have decided upon a new policy. Animal Farm will now engage in trade with neighboring farms.
Comrade Napoleon, will you repeat that?
Animal Farm will engage in trade with neighboring farms. This is, of course, not for any commercial purpose. We need money to buy materials which are urgently necessary, such as tools, string, paraffin oil, and dog biscuits. Therefore, I have arranged to sell a stack of hay and part of the current wheat crop. If we need money later to buy a dynamo for the windmill, for instance, it will need to be obtained through the sale of eggs. There will always be a market for eggs in the village. The hens should welcome this sacrifice as their own special contribution to the building of the windmill.
Comrade leader, we represent the younger pigs, and we must object. These were among the earliest resolutions passed after Jones was expelled.
1.
Never to have any dealings with human beings.
2.
Never to engage in trade.
3.
Never to make use of money.
Are you certain this isn't something you have dreamed, comrade? Have you any record of these resolutions? Are they written down anywhere?
I remember them.
We all remember them.
Comrade Snowball always told us never to behave like men.
There is no need for any further discussion. I have recognized necessity. We need money, therefore we will engage in trade. I have made all of the arrangements. There will be no need for any of you animals to come into contact with human beings. That would clearly be most undesirable. I shall do that myself. Mr. Whymper, a solicitor in the village, has agreed to act as an agent between Animal Farm and the outside world. He shall visit the farm every Monday morning to receive his instructions. Long live Animal Farm!
Long live Animal Farm!
Every Monday, Mr. Whymper visited the farm.
Do I make myself clear?
Perfectly, Mr. Napoleon.
Checks are of no use to me. I need £5 notes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
That makes £50.
It's been a real pleasure, Mr. Napoleon.
Thank you, Mr. Whymper.
It was about this time that the pigs suddenly moved into the farmhouse.
But why are they going in there?
It is absolutely necessary that the pigs, who, after all, are the brains of the farm, to have a quiet place to work in. It is also more suited to the dignity of the leader to live in a house than a mere sty.
I hear the pigs take their meals in the kitchen and use the drawing room to play in and sleep in the beds.
Napoleon is always right.
I remember a definite ruling against beds. Muriel, read me the fourth commandment.
Animals shall never sleep in beds with sheets on?
I don't remember anything about sheets.
Must have done. It's there on the wall.
Comrades! You do not suppose, surely, comrades, that there was ever a ruling against beds. A bed merely means a place to sleep in. A pile of straw in a stall is a bed, properly regarded. The ruling was against sheets, which are a human invention. We've removed the sheets from the farmhouse beds and sleep between blankets. And very comfy blankets they are.
By the autumn, the animals were tired but happy. They had had a hard year, and after selling part of the hay and corn to Mr. Whymper, they were still hungry. But the windmill compensated for everything.
We are working harder. We are building our windmill.
Windmills, electricity. The more you have, the more you want. God gave me a tail to keep the flies away. But I'd sooner have no tail and no flies.
In January, food fell short. For days at a time, the animals had nothing to eat but chaff.
Have you heard what the pigeons are saying? When we're weak, Mr. Jones plans to come to us with 20 men all armed with guns.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, Mr. Napoleon. That's 7, 8, 9, 10. Another £50 for your very fine grain, Mr. Napoleon.
Thank you, Mr. Whymper.
There's a rumor going about the village that you're running short of food.
Not so, Mr. Whymper.
Won't you sell me some more of that grain then, Mr. Napoleon?
No. The animals need to be fed, and fed well. Goodbye, Mr. Whymper.
Very well. Cheerio, Mr. Napoleon.
Mr. Whymper has been nicely fooled. The grain bins had been filled at Napoleon's order with sand, which was then covered with what was left of the grain.
Comrades, we need grain. Napoleon has therefore decreed that the hens must surrender their eggs. He has accepted a contract through the good offices of Whymper for 400 eggs a week. The price of these will pay for enough grain and meal to give us food until summer.
Let us raise the spring setting. Tomorrow if you take the eggs away now. We can't spare the eggs.
You must do your duty.
We can't spare the eggs. Can't you see we're free?
We must have the eggs. We must pay our way now.
It's murder if you try to take our eggs away now.
Consider economics. The eggs have got to go.
Consider our unborn chicks.
We must have the eggs.
No, no. So each egg has the right to become a hen. There'll be no more eggs to be sold to men. There'll be no eggs at all. Let the eggs rain down from the hen house sky. Let the eggs sky. Let the windows sky.
Our feathers, comrades, appears to have lost the sense of reason, and the reactionary acts are tantamount to treason to turn them back to sanity and save them from self-slaughter. I order that the hens shall be deprived of food and water.
For 5 days, the hens held out.
Till each egg has the right to become a hen. There'll be no eggs at all. Let the eggs rain down from the hen house sky. Let the eggshells smash. Let the window cry.
Finally, they capitulated and went back to their nesting boxes. 9 hens had died. From now on, a grocer's van drove up to the farm once a week to take the eggs away. And once a week, the animals watched them go. But they still had no more to eat.
Where's Whymper's money going?
Why is there no food?
Comrades, I have some very alarming news. Snowball has been secretly frequenting the farm by night. He has stolen the corn, upset the milk, trampled the seed beds, gnawed the bark off the fruit trees. Did you not notice the window that was smashed in last week? Did you notice the drain in the cowshed? It was blocked up. I will go further. I believe the lost key to the store shed has been filched by Snowball and thrown down the well. Any animal with information regarding Snowball's affairs will be rewarded with extra rations.
We cows, have a unanimous statement to make. Snowball has crept into our stalls and milked us in our sleep. All of us, yes, all of us. Oh!
There must obviously be a full investigation into Snowball's activities. Snowball, he's been here. I can smell him.
Comrades! The most terrible thing has just been discovered! We had thought that Snowball's opposition to Comrade Napoleon was caused by his vanity and ambition. But we were wrong, comrades. Snowball was in league with Jones from the very start. He was Jones's secret agent all the time. This has been proved by documents which have only just been discovered. To my mind, this explains a great deal. Did we not see for ourselves how Snowball attempted to have us defeated and destroyed at the Battle of the Cowshed?
He didn't! Comrade Snowball fought bravely at the Battle of the Cowshed. I saw him myself.
And we made an animal hero first class immediately afterwards.
That was our mistake, comrades. For now we see that in reality, he was attempting to lure us to our doom. Do you not remember how Snowball suddenly turned and fled, and how many animals followed him? Surely you remember that.
I remember that Snowball turned and retreated.
But that was his tactics. Military tactics.
Comrade Squealer, I do not believe that Comrade Snowball was a traitor. at the beginning. What he has done since is different, but I believe that at the Battle of the Cowshed, he was a good comrade.
Your leader, Comrade Napoleon, has stated categorically, comrades, that Snowball was in league with Jones from the very start, yes, and long before the rebellion was ever thought of.
Comrade Napoleon says that?
Yes, he does.
Then that is different. If Comrade Napoleon says it, it must be right.
There we have it. There we see the true spirit of animalism.
Yeah! Comrade Chief is wrong! Get my hands on Ripper. He's going to be boiled in oil and torn apart by every pig on the farm. The 5-pound notes are forgeries. Whimper has gotten the eggs for nothing. That's the Whimper.
Let me give you all a warning. Every animal on this farm must keep their eyes wide open. We know some of you are Snowball's secret agents. We know you are. We've sniffed you out, and we will hunt you down.
4 days later.
Comrades, there is a terrible threat to our future here. There are traitors here on Animal Farm. The traitors must be brought to justice.
May the guilty come before us. Let the trials commence.
We represent the younger pigs.
Confess your crimes.
What?
Confess your crimes!
We've secretly been in touch with Snowball this entire time.
Ever since his expulsion.
We collaborated with him.
And we have entered into an agreement with him to hand over Animal Farm to Mr. Jones.
What has Snowball admitted to you?
He has been Jones's secret agent for many years.
It saddens me that the younger pig should be guilty of such treason.
You told us we would live if we confessed!
Has anyone else anything to confess?
Confess!
Snowball appeared to me in a dream and incited me to disobey Napoleon's orders. I led the rebellion over the eggs. I fully confess my faults.
Next, confess!
I confess to having been 6 turnips during last year's harvest. I have eaten them in secret, one by one, night after night.
Until today, no animal had killed another animal. Not even a rat had been killed.
What are we going to do, Boxer?
I do not understand it. I would not have believed it. The only solution as I see it is to work harder. From now on, I shall wake up a full hour earlier in the mornings and work.
But say what you think. The best thing to think is nothing.
That's excellent thinking.
It's what you like, what the last foot to like is nothing.
It's not on the ration.
Do what you want, but the best thing to do is nothing.
Can't mind how you do it.
Go where you want, but the best place to go is nowhere.
You might get permission. Obey them when they tell you what to do. You are nothing. Believe them when they tell you what is true. You are nothing.
Nothing.
Keep your nose to the grindstone and your shoulder to the wheel. Listen when they tell you what to feel.
Feel what you want, but the best thing to feel is
Feel what you
nothing.
want, but the best thing to feel is nothing.
you do it?
Animals shall never kill animals without good cause? Cause.
I don't remember without good cause.
The commandment has not been violated. There was good reason to kill any animal who was in league with Snowball.
We must start over. We must remember what old Major said and start over. Beasts of England, beasts of Ireland, beasts of land and sea and
Comrades! By special decree of Comrade Napoleon, Beasts of England is now abolished. From now on, it is forbidden to sing it. It is no longer needed, comrade, that's why. Beasts of England expressed our longing for a better society in the days to come. But the days to come have come. The society has been established. Clearly, the song no longer has any purpose.
Do you agree with this? I want to know.
Yes.
See, the trotters of the pigs are raised, the swine advance with belly stout, and the green flag is flying with the curly tail and snout. Yes, pigs are leading all the animals. Oh, follow them, no reason why, for the green flag is flying, and all England is our sty, is our sty, is our sty, is our sty.
Somehow or other, that song doesn't seem to come up to beasts of... to what we used to sing.
As the summer wore on, the rumors of an impending attack grew stronger and stronger. It was harvest time. It was inexplicable that there was no food. It was also inexplicable that Mr. Quimper was visiting the farm again. In fact, all the grain was being secretly sold to him for ready cash, so that the pigs could buy whiskey.
Animalism is a complicated business. Inflexible equality is unrealistic. La 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 la. Our system's successful, though with certain contradictions. The proof is in the pudding. Let me quote you statistics. The production of every class of foodstuff has been increased. Some by 200%, some by 300%, some by 500%. As the case may be, isn't this a great achievement?
We're still hungry.
What was that, Benjamin? Speak up. Let us hear your thoughts.
I have no thoughts.
Then look happy. Don't you ever smile? Or laugh?
I see no point in laughing.
Oh, but we want you to laugh, Benjamin. All of us. Come on. Laugh. And next time, Benjamin, you laugh when I tell you to.
In September, by a tremendous effort, the windmill was finished.
May I personally congratulate each and every animal on this momentous achievement. The mill will be called Napoleon Mill.
Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Comrades, I have written a poem. It is an ode to our father, Comrade Napoleon. It is entitled Comrade Napoleon. Friend of the fatherless, fountain of happiness, Lord of the swale. Bucket, 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 oh how my soul is on fire when I gaze at light. Calm and commanding eye, like the sun in the sky. Comrade Napoleon, Comrade Napoleon, Comrade Napoleon,
I approve of this poem. Loyal sentiments are more than welcome in these treacherous times. I shall reward you by appointing you my first taster.
What will I be tasting?
You will have the first taste of every meal served to me, in case my enemies have poisoned it.
Goody.
Early in the new year, Animal Farm was proclaimed a republic.
The president, who was elected unanimously, is me.
Comrade Napoleon! Comrade Napoleon! Comrade Napoleon! East of England sees the prizes, wheat and barley, oats and hay.
On the dusty day when I was born, I wasn't very big. In fact, of a litter of 17, I was the smallest pig. It was more of a scramble than a birthday, and I came out back to front. I was last of the bunch when it came to lunch. Yes, I was the smallest runt. But run past a fight for his share in the swill. If he fancies staying alive, he'll kick out with his feet and cling onto the teat, and the runt may still survive. And if that young runt grabs enough of the swill, then his bite will be worse than his grunt. He'll grow stately and stout with an elegant snout, though he knows he was the runt. And the runt sees his power, for he knows all the tricks. Those he bites will never bite back. And the pigeon was the weakest of runt, shall be the leader of the pack. Shall be the leader, shall be the leader, shall be the leader of... I have created a new decoration, the banner of the green flag. I have conferred it upon myself.
The very next morning, the attack came.
The men have surrounded the windmill. They're going to blow it up.
Impossible. We built the walls far too thick for that. Have courage, comrades. George!
Our windmill is gone! Even the foundations are destroyed!
It's as though it never was.
Hooray! Why are you cheering?
To celebrate our victory.
What victory?
What victory, comrade? Have we not driven the enemy off of this very soil, the sacred soil of Animal Farm?
But they have destroyed our windmill, and we have worked on it for 2 years.
What's the matter? We will build another windmill. We will build 6 windmills if we feel like it. You do not appreciate, comrade, the glorious thing that we have done. The enemy was an occupation of this very ground we stand upon, and thanks to the leadership of Comrade Napoleon, we've won every inch of it back again.
Then we have won back what we already had.
Yes, that is our victory.
On this day of joy, you must all hear the good news. There is now no more fear on Animal Farm. The traitor, Snowball, has been eliminated. One comrade, a bull who will not be named for reasons of security, is enslaved on a farm where Snowball has been wallowing in luxury. This hero broke into Snowball's stall late at night and gored him to death. You need be frightened no longer. Snowball is no more!
For the first time, it occurs to me that I am getting old.
A horse's lungs don't last forever.
They'll keep me going long enough to see the windmill rebuilt. There was a whacking great limestone boulder, but animals worked as one, because through animal the windmill now without me. There's a pretty good store of stone.
Comrade Napoleon has learnt with the deepest distress of this misfortune to one of the most loyal workers on the farm. He's already making arrangements to have Boxer be treated in the village hospital.
Why? I don't like it when animals leave the farm.
I don't like the idea of a sick comrade in the hands of human beings.
The veterinary surgeon in the hospital can treat Boxer's case more satisfactorily. It is the best thing for him.
I will be well, friends, and I'll retire, friends, to the shadow of the chestnut tree, with time for thinking and time for learning. The remainder of my ABC. The remainder of my ABC. E.
The next day, a van arrived to take Boxer away.
Bye, Boxer.
Hi, Boxer.
Come on now.
Fools, do you not see what it says on the side of this van?
Alfred Simmons, horse.
Oh, shut up, let me read it. Alfred Simmons, horse slaughterer and glue boiler. They're sending Boxer to the knackers.
Boxer!
Boxer!
It has come to my knowledge that a wicked rumor has been circulating. Some of you noticed that the van which took Boxer away was marked horse slaughterer, and have actually come to the conclusion that Boxer was being sent to the knackers. It is almost unbelievable that any animal could be so stupid. Surely, comrades, you know your beloved leader, Comrade Napoleon, better than that. The explanation is really very simple. The van which took Boxer away was previously the property of the knacker, but had been bought by the veterinary surgeon, who had not yet painted the old name out yet. That is how the mistake arose.
I'm very relieved by that. As am I.
But our beloved Comrade Boxer is dead. He died in the village hospital in spite of receiving every attention a horse could have.
It has not, after all, been possible to retrieve our lamented comrade's remains. In a few days' time, we pigs shall hold a memorial banquet in Boxer's honor. Whiskey will be drugged to his memory.
I am happy to say that I was present during Boxer's final hours. It was the most affecting sight I've ever seen. "Forward, comrades," he whispered. "Forward in the name of the rebellion! Long live Animal Farm! Long live Comrade Napoleon! Napoleon is always right."
I believe those are maxims which every animal on this farm would do well to accept as his own.
Were those his last words?
They were.
Napoleon is always right.
Is always right. Napoleon is always right.
We will work harder, we will work harder, we will work harder.
Years passed, seasons came and went, the short adult lives fled by. Jones was dead. He had died in a home for drunks in another part of the country. The farm was more prosperous now. The windmill had been successfully rebuilt at last. But it was not, after all, used for generating electrical power. It was hired out for milling corn to neighboring farmers and brought in a great deal of money. But the luxuries which Snowball had once taught the animals to dream of, the stall with electric light and hot and cold water, the 3-day week, well, they were no longer talked about.
No matter how much things change, they always remain the same.
I think the world's been turned upside down.
I shall protest. For the first time in my life, I need to protest. Hey! You pigs have gone far enough. 4 legs good! 4 legs good! 2 legs better! 2 legs better!
The wall looks different. Muriel, read what you see.
No, I will never read anything ever again.
Benjamin, will you do it?
There's only one commandment now, and just this once I will break my rule and read it to you. All animals are equal. But some animals are more equal than others.
A week later, in the afternoon, a number of human visitors arrived at the farm. The farmers were shown around and expressed great admiration for everything they saw, especially the windmill.
Gentlemen, there was a time when the existence of a farm owned and operated by pigs was somehow felt to be abnormal. But what do I and my friends find here today? Not only the most up-to-date methods, but a discipline and order which should be an example to all farmers everywhere. I believe indeed that the lower animals on Animal Farm do more work and receive less food than any animals in the country.
I too am glad that this period of misunderstanding is at an end. For a long time, there were rumors circulated by some malignant enemy that there was something subversive or even revolutionary in the outlook of myself and my colleagues. Nothing could be further from the truth. Our sole wish, now and in the past, is to live at peace and in normal business relations with our friends and neighbors.
That evening,
Loud laughter and bursts of singing came from the farmhouse.
And may I say that we have learned a great deal here today.
Oh, between pigs and human beings, there is not and need not be any clash of interests whatsoever. Our struggles and our difficulties are the same, are they not? Is not the labor problem the same everywhere? If you have your lower animals, we have our lower classes. And now, gentlemen and ladies, will you be upstanding? Gentlemen, I give you a toast to the prosperity of Animal Farm.
Animal Farm! I have but one criticism to make on Mr. Pilkington's excellent and neighborly speech. He referred throughout to Animal Farm. Now, Mr. Pilkington, of course, could not have known, for I am announcing it now for the first time. But the name Animal Farm has been abolished. Henceforth, the farm shall be called Manor Farm. I do believe that that is the correct and original name. Now I give the same toast as before, but in a different form. To the prosperity of Manor Farm.
Manor Farm!
More profit for fewer people.
More power and fewer hands.
More control of beast and human.
Use every inch of land.
I see the future shine on me, and pictures of the times to be, where chickens hatch 10,000 eggs and never need to stretch their legs.
And sheep and grits may spend their days and grow us wool but never grain.
I see the future shine on me, and pictures of the times to be.
The silky mink.
The fiery fox shall grow a spur inside a box. Where calves are born, grow up, give birth and die, but never walk on earth. I see the future shine on me, and pictures of the times to be, where day and night and heat and cold and birth and death are all controlled. And profit rules in all is home on England's grey and modern farm. Profit rules and all is calm on England's grey and modern farm.
Science is a wonderful thing. In order to produce more meat and clothing, we men are developing a pig that can grow wool.
What? Well, we pigs have been developing a man which can lay eggs.
What?
The creatures outside looked from pig to man, and from man to pig, and from pig to man again.
Which is which?
It's impossible to tell.